In this video, we're finally ready to take a trip, and I'm going to show you 5 critical pre-planning steps that I use all the time when I'm getting ready to go on a trip, especially if it's to a destination that I know nothing about. So here we go. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Fun to Know with Carol is here weekly to help you connect with your curiosity, and that just makes life a whole lot more interesting, doesn't it? It's been a rough 2 years for all of us, and I think many of us are ready to just take the bull by the horns and go on a trip. My eldest son and I, Ben, are going on a trip this summer to Scandinavia. And so I thought it'd be helpful to share the planning steps that I use because I know nothing about Scandinavia. So here are the steps. Step number 1, choose the time of year that you're going to go. Just kind of narrow it down. So for us, had to choose which season. Summer, in the summer if we go, then we're going to give up the northern lights. If we go in the winter, that just means we have to carry a whole lot more in the way of heavy clothes, that sort of thing. So we opted for the summer. But you may find that the activities that you want to do lend themselves more to fall or winter, whatever. Decide though on the approximate season. And then how much time can you spend? Are you working? Are your travel partners working? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it more than that? Just kind of narrow it down. So in our case, we've said, someplace between 1 week and 2 weeks. So once you have the approximate time and the season, you're ready to move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is all about your goal. Now, you could make this step 1 and just interchange these 2 steps, but step 2 is about what your goal is for the trip. Is it recreation? Are you wanting to backpack or go skiing? Hike in the Alps? That would be recreation. Are you going for an adventure? Are you wanting to learn to scuba dive or swim with the dolphins? Some kind of adventure like that. Maybe it's the local culture and just the geography, just wanting to connect with a new place. That might be your goal for the trip. Perhaps it's sightseeing. Do you want to cram as many cathedrals and museums as you can into the days of your trip? That's a perfectly legitimate goal as well. Maybe you're researching as a part of your trip. Maybe scoping things out for a potential move in the future, or looking at your ancestry and trying to trace your roots. Those would all kind of fall under the research category. Or maybe your destination is simply a bucket list place. You've always wanted to go, and this is your opportunity. So in the case of Ben and I, it's 3 goals. Bucket list, we want to connect with the culture a little bit and just see if we can appreciate the geography of Scandinavia, and then also be open to some adventures. We don't have any planned, but we want to be spontaneous that way. So on to step number 3. Step 3 is to determine your travel style. By that I mean there are the independent travelers. They're the ones who want to either rent a car or use public transport like trains and buses and ferries, but they want to do it on their own schedule and they want to do their own planning. Those are the independent travelers. Then there are the tour people who would prefer to have someone else do the planning. They can either be in a large group, 50 to 100 people, or a small group, 15 to 40 people, or independent tour, which means someone else does the planning, but you do it on your own time schedule by yourself. And then there are the cruisers. That's a whole different style. You've got the ocean cruises and the river cruises. So what style is yours? Now, if you're having trouble deciding, what you might do is think about the last trip that you took that was really exceptional. And what made it so memorable? Was it the fact that you were on the go all the time and you really enjoyed that because somebody else had it all planned out for you? Or was it the fact that you just got to chill and relax and do whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted? What specifically made it enjoyable for you? If you can narrow that down, that will help you choose some of the same things for this trip that's coming up. If you're finding value in this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And in the comments, I'd love to know what you'd like more of, either on this topic or on any topic. Just let me know in the comments. Now we're ready to move on to step number 4. Step number 4 is to consider what kind of traveler you are when it comes to budget. We've got a whole spectrum here, and on one end of the spectrum we have the frugal traveler, and then on the other end of the spectrum we have the luxury traveler, and then in the middle we've got some folks in that range as well. With the frugal traveler, the backpacker or the person staying in a hostel, there are definitely some pros and cons. One of the pros is that you can see a whole lot more on a whole lot less. That's a huge pro. Some cons, though, are that you may have to be flexible in your timing. There could be less personal space if you're sharing space with others. And there's a bit more planning involved. It could also be a little bit risky when it comes to having expensive equipment or supplies in an area that's shared. So that's one end of the spectrum. On the other end, we have the luxury traveler. And the luxury traveler, the pros and cons are that, of course, it's on your time schedule and you can really relax and chill, and you leave feeling as though you had a great vacation. One of the cons is that luxury travelers tend to stay by themselves a bit more, and so there's not a whole lot of connection there with other people. Now, that may be a pro as far as you're concerned, but if you're looking for interaction with other people, there may not be as much. And then in the middle, you have the people who are going on some kind of a tour, large group, small group, independent. The pros to that is that somebody does do all the planning for you, and you do get to see a tremendous amount. You're always on the go, which could be a con. You have to determine what your energy level is for being up early on some days and being on the go. There is less flexibility on a tour, so you need to be aware of that. But there will be connection with other people, and just like the independent traveler, that may be a con, not a pro, just depends on your personality style. But if you are looking to share an experience with people who are of like mind over dinner, then a tour will certainly offer that for you. So at some point, you're actually going to have to look at your budget. So for purposes of calculation, let's say my budget is $5,000. What I typically do is take the flights right off the top. So let's say my flights are $1,000. Subtract that off the top of my budget. That's $4,000 left, and let's say I'm going on a 10-day trip. So that's $400 a day, which sounds like a lot, but realize that your $400 a day has to cover accommodation, any tour fees, any entrance fees to museums or other events, transportation, food, shopping. All of that has to be included. So you want to really consider what your budget is. Step number 5, start your research. First of all, research the region. What is the area famous for? You'll definitely want to incorporate some of that into your trip. A good way to do that is to ask people who have either lived there or who have traveled there extensively. Facebook is a good opportunity to connect with those people, especially if you have honest questions that you want to find out about. And there are tons of videos on YouTube about the whole world, as well as do's and don'ts of traveling to that particular region. So research the region. Then research getting there. Is your passport up to date? It takes a while to renew, so make sure that you've left plenty of time. Does it require a visa? Will shots be required? Will COVID vaccination proof be required? Also, check the average price of taxis and transportation from the airport to your accommodations, just so you don't get taken by airport scams. And then research other big ticket items. What's the typical cost for rental cars and accommodations and meals per day? Speaking of accommodations, you want to research your accommodations and specifically the location of where they are. So Google Maps is a great tool for you. What I typically do is I find the activities that we're going to be scheduling. Maybe it's the various attractions that we want to see, and I'll map them out on Google Maps and then see if I can find accommodations that are centrally located to those attractions. Or if you're taking the train, let's say, you want to have your accommodations fairly close to the train station so that you don't have to travel 45 minutes across town just to get to the train. A bonus that I've prepared for you is a list of websites that I either recommend or have been recommended to me in the area of planning your flights and accommodations and tours. So now you're really ready to start putting your trip together. My advice is just to plan 1 or 2 activities per day. Leave some room for spontaneity. You'll definitely end up doing more than 1 or 2 things a day, but make sure you've got some cushion there so that you can be spontaneous. One of the things that I do is I take some small baked goods with me just in case we're in starvation mode in between events. And this video right here has a good scone recipe that could just save your life in a case like that. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.